Hey, Mean Matt here. Um, before I begin my review, turned on my computer this morning, only to learn that one of the most popular Canadian bands in history, the Tragically Hip, Gord Downie, has terminal brain cancer. There was a conference at Sunnybrook in Toronto. He is on. Well, he seems to be doing fine. They're doing all they can. There is a tour coming up soon, which surprises me. They were on tour last year, which I didn't know about, otherwise I would have went to a show. But, still shocking nonetheless. So, my thoughts are with him and his family, and hopefully, he will be doing what he loves, and that's all we can hope for. So, enough of that sappy shit. Let's see what we got. But yeah, anyway, so, Extreme Rules happened. Sunday, I watched it. It was a lot better than Payback, that's for sure. There was a few matches that could have been different, but, and a surprise return, if y'all don't know. And so he had Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. My advice, my thing is, if Dolph Ziggler is gonna keep jobbing to people, then maybe he should consider leaving. I just found out also that Cody Rhodes is no longer a part of the company. So, wherever he ends up, who knows? But it's at the point, it's like I said before, the WWE has no clue what to do with certain wrestlers, and then it happens that they end up going. I'm not sure what he's being punished for, to be honest with you, but if that's the case, then maybe he needs to leave. If they're not doing anything for him. Watched Raw last night. He was facing, I can't remember who it was, but he even lost that match. Then you had the Club, aka the Bullet Club. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows defeated the Usos in their debut pay-per-view debut pay-per-view for WWE. Not much I could say. These guys are really, it's nice to see Japan and the WWE get together. I know Ring of Honor and New Japan or IWGP, whatever it is, are doing their matches, and World Wrestling Entertainment is now finally getting some decent wrestlers coming over, like Shinsuke Nakamura, Kenta. There was a rumor somewhere that Tanahashi's gonna come here. I'm not sure, but you got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who are American, but they came from Japan. We all know Luke Gallows as Festus, or, whatever, or Doc from TNA. TNA. And then you had Rusev defeat Kalisto. How many times are we going to see this match? And now we're going to get to see it again on SmackDown. Again, you complain about, you don't give anybody any reason to continue being in the WWE, yet you have the same matches over and over again. And, I mean, I know it happens a lot, but with these two in particular, it doesn't really make sense. You have the guy who is the big roughhouse brick, guy, and you have a luchador. It doesn't really make sense. It's kind of like Undertaker versus Rey Mysterio. It didn't happen a lot. It happened once, and that was it. But if you're gonna drag Rusev and Kalisto for more matches, then people will lose interest, especially me. Then you had New Day versus the Vaudevillains. Vaudevillains also their first WWE pay-per-view. New Day won, and again, I'm okay with that. It's seeing these guys come from NXT. I don't think they should, be tag team champion right away. They should probably wait for that. Although Kevin Owens came from NXT, from Ring of Honor, and from NXT to WWE, and then having him become Intercontinental Champion afterwards. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it's okay for me to know that the New Day retained. Maybe next pay-per-view I'd like to see maybe the Vaudevillains go at it again and become champion, but we'll find out soon enough. And then we had the Fatal 4-Way for the IC title, the Intercontinental title. It pissed me off royally because you have Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and The Miz. And these guys, two of them, who have never been Intercontinental Champion. And you could have had them become the Intercontinental Champion. And yet, you have Kevin Owens and The Miz. And the match ended with Kevin Owens being distracted and him and Sami Zayn going at it, and The Miz pinning Cesaro. Now, the only good thing I could say about that match is that we saw the Canadian Destroyer. That's all. That's pretty much the highlight. I was pretty disappointed. Then you had Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho for the Insane Asylum match, the cage match with the straight jacket and the 2x4 with the barbed wire around it. I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed it because I enjoy that kind of style of match. I was watching it with my brother. He did not like it at all. He was bored. I disagree. I thought it was probably one of the better matches of the night. So, I enjoyed it. That's all there is. Chris Jericho got planted with nails in the mat. There's a clip of him actually taking the nails out of his body. Then you had the championship women's match. Charlotte defeated Natalya, obviously. I mean, God forbid we have Natalya even touch the women's championship. I'm not sure who's in favor of what. I would have been interesting to see the whole thing with Natalya actually getting the title. For those of you who didn't see Raw last night, I would have It would have made more sense. Because then Charlotte would have had a reason to kick Ric Flair out. Then the last match of the night. Oh, wait, no. I think, no, the Dudley Boys actually showed up at some point. And they started talking about things. And, then Big Cass came out. And then he spewed a couple things. And then they went at it. Cass going over them. So that was excitement. But then we went to the main event. Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles. Again, AJ Styles going through TNA and Ring of Honor and New Japan. Hence the Bullet Club with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. You really saw that. It was a better match than Payback. Roman Reigns won. But you did have the run-ins with with the club and the Usos. But then again, you had the win. Roman Reigns won, and that had the return of Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins came back. It was interesting to see him back. It was cool to see him back. Interesting to see if they're going to cheer, the fans are going to cheer him. And because I know they boo Reigns quite a bit. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to cheer him and what's going to happen after that. So that was Extreme Rules. Interesting show. Not a bad show. Better than Payback, as I said. Better than last year's Extreme Rules, that's for sure. Kiss My Irish match. Yeah, so there it is. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.